I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is All the Mods 10. Now today is episode 20, and that means it is World Download Day, so you can get your hands on this beautifully handcrafted world by just simply supporting the content that I make, whether that is over on Twitch, over on Patreon, here as a YouTube member, or of course, the best way, through Discord. Now, no matter what platform you're on, everything links in through the Discord, so definitely get on that Discord, get your world download today, and well, let's get on with today's episode. Now today, I think I want to take a little bit of a break from, well, our underground sewer layer, and I think today would be a great day to go out and do some exploring. And you know what? I'm thinking it also might be time that we upgrade our gear from allthemodium to Vibranium. But this is going to require some tasks and a little bit of mining and a little bit more exploring. Now, if I'm planning on upgrading my gear to Vibranium, we're going to need the Vibranium template. Now, finding Vibranium is honestly quite easy in the Nether, but we need to find that template. So I'm going to go ahead and slap back on our true invisibility and some night vision since we're going to be in the Nether. And we need to go on the hunt for a bastion, a very specific bastion. Now, if you're wondering where a lot of this information is coming from, well, we can go ahead and check the allthemodium quest line. And yes, I have been following along with my quests, but it does tell us where to find one. And this is a very specific bastion, by the way. This is what's called a treasure bastion, and not all bastions are going to look like this, but this is the particular one that you need to locate. Supposedly, that is. So now what this should do is should let us also explore this dimension a little bit more, which I haven't done. And boy, oh boy, have I been missing out, because this place is absolutely gorgeous. Now, would I want to live here? No. Oh yeah, I'm invisible. I keep forgetting that. What I want to do is I want to just get out of the way a little bit, and man, we can mine incredibly fast with this tool. Like, this is absurdly fast. I just need to get out here, and then I can use my explorer's compass to locate a bastion. Very, very specific. Now, a bastion remnant, yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. Source via vanilla Minecraft. And there we go. So we have one that's about 133 blocks this direction. Now I just need to hope and fingers crossed that it is the correct bastion. If not, we're just going to continue exploring some more. And you know what? This is looking very good. I think that this is the bastion. By the way, so many gold blocks. I'll always take it. Now I do not have, unfortunately, I do not still have wireless, which we will get soon. Wireless access to our AE2. But for now, I'm just going to be using my backpacks and putting it in there. But yes, with our invisibility, of course, these guys will just leave me alone. They're not even going to bother me. Even if I open chests, we should be fine. Just kind of exposing the real power that comes with the pylon. It's just ridiculous. And even if we didn't have the pylon, right, we could just use iron spells and maintain constant invisibility, which is just another insane thing that would be possible even outside of this. All right, is this the right place? No, I actually don't think this is, unless this is it over here. Doesn't look like it. It will, however, let me grab some of this gilded blackstone, which, believe it or not, we probably will need down the road. And yeah, this is just another example. I think we've now gone through everything except for the treasure bastion as far as bastions goes in our world. So I still have to locate that other bastion. Oh, now this biome is absolutely beautiful. Wow, this is a super, super dark looking biome, and I love this so much. Like the wood type here from Regions Unexplored, it's just so pretty. Something this dark just shouldn't be this pretty, but it is. And the Blackstone Basin biome, oh, this, yeah, this is more like it. I could stay here all day. Like, I don't know why, but this is like incredibly pleasing to my eyes. Whatever shade of blue this is, it's my favorite now. Now I've made my way up to another bastion, but I don't think this one's it either. It doesn't exactly look like it. As far as I know, it's not. No, it's one of the same types, but definitely not the one I'm looking for. So far, out of all of the bastions I have found today, we have not hit that treasure bastion. And that treasure bastion, by the way, could be one of the harder things to just locate. But thankfully, once we do locate it, things will just be good from that point. Ooh, should I get excited? Like, is this going to be the one? This is the next one I have located. I'm going to take that. Ooh, what is this? A rage glove. Get rage points every 3 charged ability. Get a berserker's rage. That sounds kind of cool. Yeah, okay. So, is this exactly what I'm looking for? I don't know. This is giving me indications that it's possibly not. Yeah, just judging by the chest being located up here like this, means it's very similar to the one that we just looted. Yeah, not exactly what I want, but, oh, we did find magma walkers. I am also finding a lot of artifacts, which is really cool. Oh, and magma walkers let you walk on the lava. Super, super handy. And here's another relic. This is the blazing flask. This is something I'm actually unfamiliar with. Okay, 1 experience point for every 5 seconds of flight within the scope of the ability. Eternal fire. This relic will, on block will create a restricted flight zone. The size, which depends on the amount of fire in the certain rate. That is cool. Oh my goodness, and it's really high. Is that like an early way of getting some flight around your base? If so, that's really nifty. Okay, now this area does have some soul sand down here, but I don't know if this is actually the place or not. Let's see, what is in this chest? It looks very similar. Oh, we got an obsidian skull. I'll always take those runestones. But will I find the suspicious soul sand here? I'm not seeing suspicious soul sand. So yeah, I think now at this point, I have gone to every single type of bastion that is available except for the one that we actually need. Oh, is this it? This actually might be, yes, I think this is the bastion remnant that we actually need. Does this have the drop down? Oh no, I've been bamboozled again. So now, believe it or not, the one that I actually didn't even put into the explorer's compass and was just trying to go in a direction to get away from that one, this is the one I believe. So if you see these pools of lava, this is a good indicator that it is the correct one. Oh, and it has to be these perfect pools. Yes, this is it. This is it. Oh, we're gonna find the template. Now, thankfully, I did, by the way, bring a brush with me. So I always carry a brush with me in the All the Mods packs because we are going to need it for this template whenever we find it. So where's it at? Well, that's another thing. There is a chance we might not actually find it in here. Oh, nope. There's one right there. Okay, so let's loot the chest right here first, and then we can grab that suspicious. Oh, it's so good. By the way, you're like always guaranteed of finding the smithing template in here. The loot pulls inside of the treasure bastion area here is always higher than the other, which is very, very nice. There's also, I think, some other like gold that is strung about in here. All right, so this is it. This is the spot. I kind of want to clear this so that way we can kind of see it a little bit better. Because whenever I brush this, the smithing template should come right out of it. Here we go. This is our introduction into Vibranium. Now here's the caveat with the Vibranium smithing template. To be able to make more of them, we need significantly more allthemodium. And you also need ancient stone from the other dimension, which we've actually gone to last episode. But this episode, we can always head back over there and check out if we can also find maybe more allthemodium in that dimension. Wow, so it's like after I find the first one, I actually find a bunch more? Oh, wow. Oh, no! Oh, wait, it can fall? What? That was a bunch of allthemodium that just died right there. Okay, good to know. As soon as you interact with it, it can fall and break, meaning this is 100% a trick, and I will now be preventing that from happening further. That was not good. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, look, there's another one right here as well. Yeah, I've learned my lesson. It only takes me once. Can't fool me twice. So now that I'm back to the base, we might be able to do something pretty cool. Now there's a mod in here called Potion Master, and this could satisfy our need for the allthemodium in an interesting way by giving us the ability to x-ray the actual ore. Like, you could literally x-ray it. I will say though, it's not like the expensive x-ray that like just dire things can give you. It's more like the like pseudo free x-ray hack mod from back in the day. Like, why am I even explaining it to you? Let's just go ahead and set all of this up. We are going to need like a mortar. We're also going to need a pestle, and we can use all of these items combined up, right? We can use them to craft ourselves using some of that allthemodium. that we currently have, we can use the raw ore to generate potions. And honestly, you can do this for all of the different ore types from what it looks like. Now to make this, yeah, we have to combine all of our ingredients together along with the raw ore itself, and we'll make ourselves the allthemodium ore site powder. And then it looks like this just needs to be blasted. And so we can either throw it in a blast furnace, or I like to exchange this with an amplify, and then I can just do it directly in the world, which is just so powerful with ours. Then we need to turn this into an actual potion. Allthemodium site. Now, here's the thing. Yes, we could make this an absolute unlimited potion if we wanted to. But I think at the moment, just doing it with without doing this and like setting it to a potion, because we would need like maybe 11 or so or 12 of these individual potions to actually make it unlimited. I think we can kind of get away with just searching and using it right at first, and then maybe making it unlimited later on. Funny enough though, these just need redstone because this is going to be a mundane potion that it is going to come from, and we can definitely accelerate that, make that a bit faster. There we go. Mundane potion ready to rock and roll. We throw it in here, and with our ore site, this will start up. There we go. Beautiful. And then we also want to upgrade this. Can we take it even further than this though? Ooh, it doesn't look like it. It looks like no, we're only stuck, unfortunately, with 2.5 minutes per allthemodium site. But if we use our enchanted potion flask, this will extend the time by 50%. So this will make it really, really nice. Now, if you had, for example, an occultism demon wife or what have you, or a husband from occultism, they can extend your potion durations very, very nicely. And apparently there's some way to do it in Evilcraft as well, but I'm a little less familiar with that mod. So here we go. We have our sites. Let's go ahead and combine this. By the way, to make this quicker, you can hit tab to auto refill the recipe. And there we go. So now we have allthemodium site wrapped up inside of our potion flask, which will allow us to drink this, and we should be able to now see allthemodium through walls. Now there is a dimension that contains allthemodium. Remember this place? Oh yes, our little sky island. Well, we can go back into this dimension, and there is allthemodium here. Yeah, there should be, but there also should be allthemodium in the other dimension as well. But I do want to basically consume a potion charge, and I want to use this and just kind of see if we can see them. By the way, let's see, allthemodium site, we get 4 minutes now with our increased potion effects. So I'm hoping we can go all the way down here, possibly into deep slate levels. This is like craziness going all the way down here. And I'm not sure at what point we're going to see it. I know that just like using a quarry to expose it is a very, very nice way of doing this. Let's see, what level should this be on? Okay, so we've bypassed that. Ah, there's some right there. Oh, so now it's really starting to expose. So this is what we want. So now that I can see all of this, yeah, you can definitely see there's a lot in here, and I think we're going to be just fine. So I'm going to set my spell to be able to break it, because we can use our upgraded spell book to actually break the ore. And I think what I'm going to do for right now is just set it to silk touch it. And I think that is going to be the best way to handle this. I could use fortune, but I think for right now, just doing it this way is probably best. The reason I want to silk touch it is so that way not only can we process it later on, but we can just super fortunate later on. Like, that'll be so much better. We are already almost at a stack, and I haven't even drank another potion. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be necessary to have an unlimited potion of this. This is actually kind of a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, like later on, we're going to have a way of absolutely automating the production of allthemodium, vibranium, and unobtainium, which is going to be needed for late game things anyways. But this is by far probably one of the faster ways of just getting allthemodium, that is. And just as my potion ran out, I was able to obtain more allthemodium than a stack. So we have a stack in 4. Now I want to be able to use my Rs book, and there actually is a fortune ability, but it's going to require us to kill some rabbits. And I think one of the easier ways to get rabbits might be to use some dirt inside of a desert. but not just any dirt. We're going to be making some golden dirt. Yes, delightful dirt from the mob grinding utils. And to do this, we will need to sacrifice yet again another chicken for science. I'm sorry, Fowl, but it's going to be so worth it. So I did manage to find my way to a desert, which was quite a ways out, actually. But here we go. We have a rabbit. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just swab it, you know, for future use down the road. But we can guarantee more rabbits if we utilize this dirt. And I think even a 3x3 right here is going to be more than fine. If we use the egg on it, it generates delightful dirt. And notice, we're going to get all kinds of mob spawns, including rabbits. So I put some carrots in my offhand. This is a great way to do this. And I have looting on my old sword. So let's go ahead and, you know, hope for some rabbit's feet, because we are going to definitely need it. Yeah, you know what? After a little bit of trial and error, it might just be easier to just simply make a rabbit spawn egg. And you know what? Since I do have plenty of wither skeletons, and since they are very easy to get another spawn egg for, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and exchange this out for rabbits. That should be fine, right? I think I just have to slap a conduit on this one. Yes, because it has to have spawning conditions. And yeah, we'll end up with more rabbit's feet than I'll probably need for a while. And the glyph I really need is luck. And this is going to be really powerful with our current Ars gear, because this luck glyph can be kind of expensive to use, like just for source. But in this case, we have a lot more source allotted to us, meaning we can probably use this more effectively now. Now, building out this spell, it does need at least 3 amplifies, it does look like. And let's see, let's go ahead and now take the luck and let's max the luck out as much as we can do, giving us basically Fortune 4, which is pretty decent. And now when we use this, looky there, we do get Fortune 4, and we end up getting 4 on this one. So I've now made myself a beautiful spell that has some extra AoE on it, and oh man. Yeah, let's turn our magnet on. And I cannot believe how we can actually use this. I mean, we do have crazy mana regen, I will say that. And our mana pool is just like massive. We are chomping away because this is a very expensive spell to use. I don't even think you could really use this effectively without this special gear. Now, after going through all of that, we turned 1 stack of allthemodium into nearly 3. And then looking at ways of processing this, yes, it looks like we have basic ore doubling here, which will then turn to 2. And then it looks like that gets turned into 2. And then 4 to 3. So yeah, it is a little bit like it's still mechanisms, sort of, I don't know, ore processing, but the best, I'm almost positive, the best way to do the ore processing here is got to be the occultism spirit crusher. It's still ultimately king, it looks like, in all the different ways that you can process things. With the theurgy being kind of up next, it looks like. And theurgy has a very interesting, like, whole process of doing things. But I still think that the occultism crusher doing 6 times is still pretty good. See more about this in the future and how we're going to handle all of this. I think for right now, though, just simply taking it and just using our regular hammer on it is probably going to be a good option as well. So I think this is going to be more than enough for most of our needs currently. Let's set this to smelt. Blast should be just fine. And we'll convert this, there we go, into allthemodium just like that. So now, what about Vibranium? Ah, that kind of was the whole point, wasn't it? So let's actually head back into the Nether. And believe it or not, there was a lot of weird vibrations near me. Oh yeah, Vibranium ore. It's literally right here. And you can find it everywhere inside of the Nether. I recommend looking more up towards the roof line, as you're going to find it just sprawled everywhere along the roof. Now, outside of the Nether, you can also find this in the Other. But I guess the question resides, can we use that same spell that we used to break our allthemodium? Can we use the subscribe spell on it? Let's see. Okay, so it does require another break amplification, and thankfully our spellbook can actually handle that. So we'll take this. And notice we still have some slots here. So what we'll do is we'll throw another luck and we'll take off this. And how about we just put pickup on here? That way we can hopefully pick up those drops so they don't accidentally fall. Ooh, it requires a more powerful spellbook. Okay, so with this, we actually can't break it with this. This means we probably still need to have a base allthemodium pickaxe. And so let's go ahead and make that real quick. Now I have been told that you can put Silk Touch on an Eclipse alloy paxel and kind of bypass this whole progression, but to me that feels kind of meh. So you know what, I'm just going to avoid doing that and kind of go the intended route, which I don't have a problem doing. And you know what, I eventually want to have like an archive kind of these like base tools as we're progressing up. Like that would be kind of cool to like have a showcase of them in the wall. Now all I need is technically one to drop from here, because I want to take this one, process it up, and I want to use it to immediately upgrade my spell book. So let's go ahead and take that dust and yet again smelt this bad boy just like that. And we now have Vibranium, our first introduction into Vibranium. So I do want to use one of my templates here. So let's go ahead and use this, use our spell book. Now this is probably going to wipe our spells again. I really hope it doesn't, but if it does, it's not like it's the end of the world rebuilding our spells. But there we go. So now Vibranium spellbook. Did it wipe our spells? No, it actually didn't this go around. Nice. So now let's try this again. Now with the Vibranium spellbook. Okay, so let's use the subscribe spell. And look at that, 5 for the 1 ore. That's perfect. And it's insta break. It gets picked right up. We don't have to go through any delay. Probably one of the coolest new things added to all the mods. Now, just like the allthemodium, I probably want to make some oresite before we go dabbling into the other dimension. So I'll get my blasting up and running. There we go. And toss that down. Bam. It's just so nice to be able to do this. Perfect. We can take this, combine this yet again into our potion extender, 9,000. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and travel back into the other. Oh, and because of how powerful this dimension is and how dangerous it is, probably best to put that true invisibility back on. Now, the other is a very interesting place, to say the least, right? We already went down here at last episode and we went to one of those villages, but there's a bunch of other structures to be found, and also some massive caves that we should be able to stumble upon as well. Now, in this situation, the caves are really what I'm after, this being a great example of that. Also, all of these mobs just absolutely hostile, and by the way, they can have some really nasty effects on them. Oh, this, like, for example, that, like, I don't even want anything to do with that. Did that just, like, teleport to that guy? Yeah, this is why we probably want the true invisibility. But yes, I do want to venture deeper and deeper into this area. That way we can get closer to where we should be able to find more Vibranium. Ah, here we go. I think we have to be into the deep slate layer before we can find it. Actually, you know what? Possibly not, because it looks like the only variant it comes in is in the, like, ancient stone texture. So we would have to be in an area that does have ancient stone. So more like this area, for example. Okay, let's go ahead and drink the site. And let's see, yeah, if we can find it. Okay, yes. There's all kinds right here. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. So I think this is going to be one of the faster ways for us to gather a ton of Vibranium here. Perfect. Let's throw that on. And in this go around, I might as well just go ahead and collect it in this form. Can only imagine trying to do this without any kind of like potion site. You'd be spending days trying to do this. Now, there are ways of doing it, of course. Like, for example, quarrying out areas inside of the Nether. Like, that is one way that you can do it. But I mean, you could find tons of this in the Nether. I just wanted to come to this dimension and show you that it also resides here. Oh, and by the way, these ancient soul berries are some of the best food. Look how much saturation they provide. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And they also give you night vision whenever they're consumed. And they can be bone mealed, I do believe. Don't hold me to the bone mealing. That might not be true. I'm not quite sure. And so after all of my potion effect has now gone away, I ended up with quite a bit. At least 2 stacks of Vibranium ore. And you know what? I think this is going to be plenty in this situation. These guys are still after each other. But we will be 100% coming back to this dimension because there actually is another template for the unobtainium that we're going to have to come back to this dimension to get. And there's a lot more to explore here. But for now, I think I should head back home. Yes. Head back to the coziness of my castle. But here we go. Perfect. We now have ourselves some Vibranium ingots. just like that. And also the ancient stone, which is needed for the Vibranium smithing template to be able to make more of them. So now it's time for a wardrobe change. Yes, we can now upgrade our gear, all of it, to Vibranium. So one at a time, I will take this with a Vibranium ingot, and we are going to switch over to the Vibranium. By the way, this just looks absolutely ridiculous. Like just all the effects that it gives us. Like 100 mana, this is now going to give us 325 extra mana, where our other one was 200. Oh man, the things are just becoming even better, right? Like over here, 6 mana regen all the way up to 9 mana regen. And then our spell power increases as well. Like the spell power is huge. Also, I think that our armor toughness is going up to 5 and our armor goes from 9 to 11. So we're just becoming even stronger too throughout all of our gear set. And now we're going to match our area a little bit better. Ooh, it's almost like a cyan color. I kind of dig this. And by the way, our spellbook got even more slots, right? Remember, we only had 2 in our prior. Now we have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra new slots available. And it goes up to 10 once we have the unobtainium version. Like, I'm just kind of like, how am I even, what spells am I even going to work on with a spellbook that big? It's kind of ridiculous. But man, do we look fine. Oh, it's so good as well with the charged effect. Now with the spell power increased, I did see that the target dummy is in here, which I really do like. And we can test how much our spell power is increasing our damage. So what I have here is a projectile that does harm and deals 2 amplify, which is its maximum. And it's picking up any items that could potentially get dropped. I can actually fix that here. And then it's just doing it again. But if we just go to see like what the base damage is, it's at 54. It was at 45 prior to this. So now this is dealing 54 damage. And I'm sure there are going to be times where it could potentially deal more than that. And just in case we weren't a turret enough, notice my mana regen does not drop when using this spell. Like it barely drops. I am spamming it so fast, it barely moves. So now if you want to play around with this gear for yourself, be sure to get my world download. All of this gear, all of the stuff in this world will be available for you to kind of experiment with and explore without really the need to grind it out yourself if you don't want to. Have fun exploring my world, and thanks to all of my supporters. Guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And well, guys, give this video a huge thumbs up. And with that being said, it's now time to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Arizona Sun 1. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by, of course, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting the content I make. You're an absolute boss, and I look forward, guys, to seeing you all in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.